Today we're taking that Vortex version into something that's easier for you to understand by reminding you that there is this high-flying Vortex version of all that you want. But there's also a Vortex version of what you don't want. Because every time you give thought to anything, you send a vibration that precedes the actuality of it into motion. So there are all kinds of probabilities that you've set into motion. Successful ones, unsuccessful ones, happy ones, unhappy ones. In other words, you've been creating a lot of realities that you're not yet living because you've been sifting through life and you've been setting a lot of things into motion. So what we want to talk about today is selecting those rendezvous points, being aware of those rendezvous points, identifying the subjects, and then creating the vibrational frequency that yields to you not just the end result of the rendezvous point that you want, but the fun along the way of rendezvousing. We want you to enjoy the journey as well as the manifestation, because we want you to know that every manifestation is just the beginning point of another journey. And once you're good with that, then life starts being more and more fun. So we're eager to talk with you about whatever is important to you. There is nothing off limits, and there is no order of business, but there will be a sort of building of momentum. It is our expectation that you will achieve a vibrational movement today that will put you in a place of being more accessible to those who are running around with you, who are shining spotlights on your path of least resistance. You are all day moving around with the cooperative components of your own desire or with the cooperative components of the absence of your own desire. But cooperative components are surrounding you constantly because you are offering a vibration that insists that components that are matching, that are cooperating with the vibration that you are sending, must come to you. You getting the sense of this? The only thing that you can control is your own vibration. And your own vibration will bring to you cooperative components of whatever the vibration is. Nothing is more exhilarating than to decide that you want something, know that you don't have it yet, but believe that it is coming in time, because you know what to do between now and its manifestation in order to bring it along. That's what deliberate creating is. You know that you are vibrational. It's helpful if you know that, because then these words frequency and vibration don't freak you out. If you could make peace with the fact that you are vibrational and start to enjoy the vibrational expansion and not care so much about the right now manifestation, but you could take pleasure in the vibrational expansion, then you'd be home free. The reason that you want the manifestation is because we can't think of a good reason, can you? Well, you like the manifestation because it is the fullest realization of your vibrational alignment. So we understand why the having of it, the being of it, the doing of it is meaningful to you. And you are here in these beautiful manifested bodies in this wonderful manifested world. And so there must be a reason for manifestation. We just want to help you to discover that the path to manifesting, to having the flesh, blood, and boning part of your physical world, the tactile, sensual, physical part of your world, we want you to understand that the path to it is vibrational. The path to it is sensual. The path to it is emotional. It's not through action. This morning, Esther sent a text to a friend, and at the same moment that she sent one, she received one. They must have been writing it and sending it at the same moment. And her friend said, "Who do you think sent this text first?" And Esther said, "I think we simultaneously rendezvoused on this disc." I think law of attraction set it up. It was a rendezvous, which is really what all creation is. All creation is a rendezvous. It's not you going after something. It's not it lingering out there just waiting for your discovery of it. It's you rendezvousing with it. Wanted or unwanted, you're rendezvousing. And the reason you're rendezvousing is because you have, with no small effort, by the way, accomplished a vibrational frequency about every subject that is important to you. And this vibrational frequency is your rendezvous point. You put too much credence in action, and you offer a lot of action without tending to your vibration. And so life is harder and less effective for you than it could be, which is what makes you not trust, which causes the perpetuation of a vibration that slows it all down. And that's sort of the human cycle. And so we just thought it would be nice to sort of clear things up, because life is supposed to be fun for you. You're supposed to be having a good time on this never-ending journey of expansion. That's sort of a downer to a lot of humans. This never-ending journey. You got to be kidding me. And if a never-ending journey bothers you, then what we said about you is really true. You're putting too much credence in your action and not enough attention to your vibration. And so you're tired on your journeys instead of buoyed by them, you see. When you go with the flow, when you catch the spirit of the energy in motion, and you learn to tend to your vibrational resistance, which is the thing that slows the stream, slows the flow. When you get just those things clear in your mind, and you get better at slowing negative momentum and better at encouraging positive momentum, then you feel eager about life. Then all things feel possible. Then nothing ever worries you. A pure desire feels certain. And that's the desire that we want you to accomplish. Not just today, because we're goosing you up, but every day, because you understand the laws of the universe. When you start focusing upon the laws of the universe, and you start noticing that they are consistent, and then you develop your own patterns of applying the laws of the universe. You begin noticing your own vibrational point of attraction. You begin contouring deliberately your own frequency. You begin thinking about what you're thinking about deliberately. You begin choosing the frequency of it before you apply too much thought to it. You notice the frequency of your vibration. We know vibration is a boring topic, but it's everything. You notice the frequency of your vibration before you allow law of attraction to provide more momentum to it. So you begin to gain more and more control from the early stages of your point of attraction. You don't wait for something to occur and then examine it after it has occurred, after the momentum has become so huge that you have no creative control over the momentum. You control the momentum early on, and you let the laws of the universe show you how helpful they can be to you. Then you begin to not just have faith in a trusting way that things will turn out the way you want them to, but you begin to have absolute knowledge in the laws, and trusting at first and then knowledge in your ability to apply the vibrational frequency that you mean to apply. First of all, you feel good most of the time. And you have a leverage. You have flowing through you this energy that creates worlds. And what you're accomplishing in terms of how it feels and in terms of how it is perceived by those around you is really magnificent. In other words, when you begin applying the leverage of this energy that creates worlds because you've tuned yourself into the frequency where it exists, then wonderful things begin happening for you. And it's not just the end result that we're excited about for you. It's a joyful journey along the way. So in order to explain all of this to people who are not that accustomed to even thinking in vibrational terms, we've fashioned this analogy of this vortex version of you. And we've been saying to you, we wrote a whole book about it. Get in the vortex, and then apply your effort or your thought or your vocabulary to something. The better you feel, the closer those frequencies are. The worse you feel, the more disparity there is between who you really are and what you've come to and what you're allowing yourself to be right now, this red hot minute. What is your point of attraction right now? A while ago, we wrote a book. And in the book, we described the emotional scale, where you might be depressed, you might be feeling fearful, You might be really discouraged, or you might be feeling love. You might be feeling appreciation, or something in between. You might be feeling overwhelmment or frustration. If you're feeling depressed, then revenge is a step in the right direction. If you're feeling revenge, then anger is a step in the right direction. But on this emotional scale, there are frequencies of greater and greater resistance. The worse you feel, the more resistance in the frequency, and the lower the frequency because of the resistance. So when we say to you that you have a very high flying frequency in your vibrational vortex, then that must make you understand that if you can achieve a consistent high flying frequency in your day-to-day offering of thoughts and words and behaviors, that with a little bit of practice you can get pretty good momentum going. And as that momentum becomes something that's so practiced that it's easy to keep going, then more and more you will be vibrating in sync with who you really are. So there will be little resistance or no resistance between who you really are and what you are wanting and where you're standing, so that you can receive the manifestations. You receive the inclinations. You receive the inspirations. You receive the impulses. You become a cooperative component in your own brilliant creation of life. And when you become a consistent cooperative component to the vortex that you've been creating, then the movement in your life experience is very exhilarating. For a while we've been saying to you that you are the creator of your own reality. And we explained to you that through the processing of life, that you've been sending off rockets of desire, knowing what you don't want, knowing what you do want. You've been asking, and you've created a vibrational momentum that amounts to a vortex version of you. It contains everything that you have become. All of the clarity, all of the mastery, all of the brilliance, all of the joy, all of the love, all of the beingness that you have been living over lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes is amassed in this vibrational version of that which is you. Your source is there. That which you call God is there. Your inner being is there. It is a vibrational version of the furthest, most expansion of that which you are. And it spins in a very high-flying, non-resistant frequency. And it amasses cooperative components, the likes of which we are not able to find words to describe. The mastery of your vortexual, vibrational reality is unspeakable, really. It is not unfeelable, but it is unspeakable. So you've been hearing us talking about this vortex. We've been spinning in the air, offering this experience of a vortex. And today we are wanting to say to you that that vortex exists and your point of attraction has a relationship with it. In other words, if your vortex is spinning, as we say that it is, in this very high-flying, non-resistant frequency of success and well-being, then you must be in the vibrational vicinity of it in order for what's in it vibrationally to begin to manifest into your actual experience. And we've been describing that point of attraction as your vibrational grid. It's like the framework that will fill in with the details. But you establish the framework, the vibrational framework, and then the details fill in that match the framework that you have accomplished. And that framework we're calling a grid. Maybe there are better words. It's the word we're using for now. Your point of attraction, your grid. And now we're wanting to say to you that that grid is spinning too. In other words, you've got this vibration going on with you as your inner being has this vibration going on. And the question that we really want to ask is, what is the vibrational proximity of the vortex version of you and the grid version of you? In other words, who are you in terms of vibration, and who are you in terms of what you're allowing to manifest? That's really the question of the day, the week, the year, the century, the everything. That's the only thing that ever matters to you, is what is your frequency in relationship to the one that you have carefully crafted over all that you have lived. We've enjoyed this interaction more than we can explain with words. We've been enjoying the vibrational shifting that has been taking place. We want to acknowledge and honor your willingness to play with us in this way, because sometimes it is slow going in moving energy in that way. It's much easier just to pick an object up and move it over there. But when you do that, nothing changes energetically. Because of your willingness to play along with us, and because of the perfection of those who have sat in the hot seat, we can feel that there's been big time energy movement in understanding. Your world will not respond to you from this point forward as it has been responding to you.